Stampers, welcome to another Rubber Redneck video tutorial. Today I'm going to be demonstrating how to make this little mini purse, but inside it has a little surprise. When you open it up, it is actually a little post-it note holder. So to create the base of it, first you want to cut one piece of Pacific Point cardstock at 4 inches by 7.5. You then will score it at 3.5, 3 3/4, and 4 inches. So score it at 3.5, 3 3/4, and then 4 inches. Take the 3/16 corner rounder punch and round all 4 corners on your Pacific Point cardstock. Once you have that done, you're ready to fold it on the scored lines. Now a little trick, in the center is a scored line, so fold it like how I just did, downwards. And then once you have it folded downwards, fold it again, going this way. So you'll have that. Take the bone folder and crease it down good. And repeat on the other side the same way. So fold it on the scored line, so the edges all line up there. And press down. So then you have the base of your little purse. Now before we put the cardstock front on it, you want to cut 2 pieces of 1/4 inch Daffodil Delight grosgrain ribbon. Cut them the same length. Apply a glue dot on each end of the ribbon. And then you're just going to take the ribbon and place it onto the Pacific Point cardstock. Then you want to cut 1 piece of Lucky Limeade cardstock at 3 1/4 by 3 3/4. You're going to cut a piece of Whisper White cardstock at 3 inches by 3.5. Then take the stamp from My Friends, ink it in pumpkin pie, and stamp onto the Whisper White cardstock. Cut a piece of Daffodil Delight cardstock at 1/2 inch by 3.5. Punch it out with the dotted scallop ribbon border punch, and then snail it across the bottom of the Whisper White cardstock. Once you have all these layers snailed together, then use your matte pack and your paper piercing tool and punch 2 holes and set 2 silver brads at the top. Apply some snail adhesive to the back of the cardstock here, and then attach this piece to the front of the Pacific Point cardstock. To finish decorating it, I took the stamp from Great Friends, inked it in Lucky Limeade, and stamped it onto a piece of Whisper White cardstock and punched it out with the large oval punch. I then matted that onto a piece of Pacific Point cardstock that I punched out with the scallop oval punch. And then to finish it off, I took some baker's twine in white, tied a little bow and attached it with the glue dot, and then I placed that down here on the bottom, overlapping the Daffodil Delight cardstock and my stamped image. Now for the inside, what you want to do is, again, take the other piece of 1/4 inch Daffodil Delight grosgrain ribbon that you cut for the handle, place a glue dot on the end, and then place onto the Pacific Point cardstock. Now a little trick you can do, if you want, is just lay that back down to line up your ends so the handles are the same. Then cut 1 piece of pumpkin pie cardstock at 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 and cut 1 piece of Lucky Limeade cardstock at 1/2 inch by 3 1/4. Punch it out using the scallop dotted ribbon border punch. Then you're going to snail the pumpkin pie cardstock to the inside of the Pacific Point cardstock. And then you're going to take your post-it note and place that in the center of the pumpkin pie cardstock. And then that completes our little post-it note holder. Thank you for watching.